Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dimlits, where we are not the brightest bulbs in the box. And today we are talking about Pixar's 2025 film Elio. I believe Elio was directed by at least one of the directors from Turning Red. It is a space movie. It is about an eye-patched kid that goes into space and makes squishy friends, amongst a million other storylines that we'll get into. I'm Jared. Jake is to my right, and Alita has joined us again, of course, as our Dimlits co-star, co-host, whatever it is. We're all co-hosts, I suppose.
Yeah.
And yes, to put a blanket statement over the whole movie, it's a Pixar movie.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's wholesome.
Yep.
I've never had a movie that whose pacing has made my bones feel like they are turning to dust so rapidly. It started with when we watched
Crocker of Gold,
Crocker
Fairly
of
Odd
Gold
Parents,
for,
Bite-Size 2022 for St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, and it just continues to get worse because now you've torn the veil and I notice it.
Don't
confused
pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
I'm so confused at what's happening here.
So we may have talked about this on other shows for you listeners. In 2022, when we covered St. Patrick's Day specials, we covered a Fairly Odd Parents one from like 2014, like one of the later ones.
Gotcha.
And the pacing is out of this world.
I see.
It's in those 11 minutes, they shove so much plot, character, dialogue, jokes.
That was only 11 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It was one segment, and it was like getting blasted in the face with media. That's like it.
Jeez.
At the end
so
of it,
like
we're
a
like
fire hydrant, essentially being opened on you.
It's so much happens in such a
hose?
short time. Yeah, it is like getting a fire hose to the face.
Yeah.
And after that, because that's the same for me. After that moment, it's like I never realized how fast children's media has become in the age of technology we're in, and how fast and accessible media and technology are for the youngins.
Yeah, it's like it's the whole TikTok thing, of like just trying
That's
to capture their
is.
attention over and over and over and over again.
Short, because like a lot of videos are, it started with Vine.
I mean,
what's that, 7 seconds, and now 6 seconds, yeah.
The whole Shrek 5 trailer is a TikTok.
Basically.
It's both a joke about TikTok and is a TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, again, like we said in our tier list with former co-host Dickie, that's in line with what Shrek's always done. Mm-hmm. Shrek mirrors pop culture. But now we're at this moment where like everything has to move that fast, and we have to layer everything.
I also wonder how it's going to, and I know it's not Pixar, but I wonder how it's going to affect the storytelling of Shrek. Because they definitely have a style that's more than just mirroring pop culture.
Yeah, it's everything. Everything has to have 5 layers to it. That doesn't mean it has depth.
Like an onion.
Yes. I just
like an ogre.
Parfait.
Cake. Everybody likes cake.
I don't care what everyone wants.
Shortcake.
I do like strawberry shortcake.
Who wouldn't like strawberry shortcake?
Anyways,
I like it without the whipped cream. I don't like
heretic.
I don't like whipped cream all that much.
Hey,
like when I eat pie, no whipped cream. I enjoy the pie.
Pie.
Yes.
How about we get back to talking about Elio?
Yes. So this movie is trying to be a pie with whipped cream, but it's only whipped cream.
I would argue it's the other way around.
Yeah,
I don't usually
it's only the crust.
That's what I meant.
Only the crust.
Unless it's a graham cracker crust, then it doesn't get to be the crust.
Strike
I
that.
love
Reverse it. To quote
Wonka?
William Wonka. Yep. It does feel like there's just so much that it's just too much. It's like a sandwich that it's just all this meat, and some people go, yeah! And you go, no, you got to have some other stuff on there too. Maybe not meat, just bread. Maybe it's, actually I'd like that.
Bread.
Can you do that sound effect for me again?
What the? Yeah!
And again.
Yeah!
And again.
No,
oh.
I'm not your dancing monkey on camera.
You are my dancing monkey.
I said on camera. The camera turns off, and I'll jiggle that way towards you.
I'll get you your symbols. Maybe your bag of oats, too.
Oh, we're talking about symbolism. So, the symbolism in this movie is that space is cool and that friends are cool and people who like ham radios exist. That's all I got.
In 2025, even.
See, that part is believable. I don't have a problem with it. The problem is it's one more story thread that we just don't have time to develop.
Yeah, that whole thing at the camp where they stopped time while they were about to punch Elio, I'm pretty sure that was done just to show us that they could do it.
Yeah, I don't mind the visual, but I think the entire camp sequence of the story is only there to set up the ham radio thing like an hour later.
They could have just done that with, hey, my name's, I forget what the person's name was.
But they also have to make him struggle and be bullied too. So,
but he already was kind of struggling. The struggle, his internal struggle with, he doesn't socialize. He's obsessed with this thing.
But they also wanted to have a bully that people could hate too.
Of course. So my whole thing is cut out the camp sequence and have him beamed up from his roof. What changes? And you could say, well, how do they get through the debris field? You don't have that sequence. I like the sequence. It's fun. But if you cut
her
both,
skills to a certain extent,
if you cut those out of the movie, then you have more room for other things that are important. Because this movie's 98 minutes.
Yeah. So
there's too much happening.
Even so, say you want to keep the debris field. The whole reason they have to communicate with the ham radio is because she says, "I don't know how to read these readings." So you're telling me that we can make space in the plot for a thing that translates all alien languages into English or whatever. We're hearing it from the English perspective.
Yep.
But we can't come up with a thing that can translate all technological things into a thing everyone can understand.
Which that's getting into the specifics of it.
Yeah.
Where then we go, well, how about let's just take a step back and just cut the sequence. It's like five or six
because it's a good sequence. It kind of brings them back together.
Yeah.
But if you cut that sequence and you cut the camp sequence, that's like 8 minutes, 10 minutes of that movie. In the first act, the inciting incident hasn't even happened yet. Because I remember when she drops him off, I'm like, I know why this is here to drive that wedge between them, but also we're waiting for him to get beamed up because we all know it's coming. This is taking a while to get there.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get beamed off that roof when he's sitting there with the lights around. I go, nothing would change much if he got beamed up right then and there.
Also, can we talk about the fact that it seems like the Space Force is a part of this movie?
Yeah.
Because I think that in the credits I even see something about they recognize the Space Force as being a part of the military and everything.
And no Steve Carell cameo. He was in the Space Force sitcom.
There was a Space Force sitcom?
Yeah, it had 2 seasons, I believe. You remember that? It was called Space Force.
Uh-huh.
It was one of those comedy shows because it was right around the time the Space Force was created, established, whatever the word is.
Which one of you is kicking the table?
I'm kicking the floor. I'll stop.
Okay.
That's just me being me.
It's just, I can hear it.
Yep. Here, I'll make it look.
I thought someone was walking
That's
upstairs.
me. Nope, that's me. I'm sorry. From now on, I'll be annoying in different ways.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm used to it, even.
So, yeah, that part of the first act is just too much, and it all comes down to the problem of Pixar feels like they have to adhere to their formula to where they have layered storytelling because they can't make anything simple. They've had one simple movie in the last 5-6 years, and it's Luca, and it's the best one of this decade of their output for sure.
Yeah, wasn't Elemental in there?
Yeah, I think Luca's better than Elemental. Elemental's problem is it needs to be simpler, and it's not.
Wasn't Turning Red? I mean, I know you don't think.
Turning Red's another one. It should be simpler because the core of the movie should be the mother-daughter stuff. But
yes, but I also think
stuff.
that there is a person in this room that thinks that Turning Red might be a little bit better than Luca.
I don't think it's necessarily better. I like it a lot because it speaks to me in a lot of different ways. That's all. Yeah. But I get why you'd say Luca is better because I do think Luca is a fantastic movie. But I also think But of the two, I would probably prefer to watch Elemental over Luca. I don't know.
Because it probably speaks to you on that level of it's the love story that you said
I
that
love
you had
love
been
stories.
craving
Yeah.
for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And
It feels like that to me. It feels like there's a lot more depth at a broader level to Elemental than there was to Luca.
Mm-hmm.
There's in a way, by comparing it to a Ghibli movie, you kind of narrow the spectrum of relatability to that movie. I think. You probably won't agree with that, but
my reaction to that is Elemental's a love story and an immigrant story. Not everyone can relate to the immigrant story.
Mm-hmm.
And even though love story is a bigger thing people relate to, not everybody can relate to that. Whereas I feel like just about everyone has made a friend before.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the problem I'm getting to with their output recently, and it started with Onward, is they have to layer all these setup payoffs within the movie. So we're not focused on character, we're focused on plot. And it's really annoying because then it's not, what is this character feeling? What is this character going to do? It's, how is this thing going to pay off in 5 minutes? Because Onward is a checklist, and it's annoying. This movie is similar where it is a checklist. It's not as annoying as Onward because the characters are actually likable, but it's not far off from that kind of structure.
I also think another problem is that Pixar thinks that just because it's a Pixar movie that everyone's going to run and go see it. I think that's the other thing too. I think all of us know that like they're blaming pretty much moviegoers for the failure of Elio, when in reality it's not. It's just slapping their name on a movie doesn't automatically make it a masterpiece.
is it failing?
It didn't do well.
It didn't do it well, at least not in the opening weekend.
No wonder they're focusing on sequels.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing. And Elemental actually did make money. It just took a while. It got the bad
marketing,
press.
yeah, and also the marketing sucked.
Didn't it get nominated for Best Animated Feature?
It did.
It didn't win.
No.
What won
That was,
year?
I think, Boy and the Heron,
That makes sense.
which was a surprise because Spider-Verse was the favorite. It was between those two.
How often do sequels actually win things they're nominated for, though?
That's happened before. I mean, 2 Toy Story movies have won it. The 3rd and 4th ones.
Has Shrek 2 won anything?
No, DreamWorks' only real win. Or do they only have one? No, it's just Shrek and then Wallace and Gromit, which isn't even them. It's them distributing Aardman.
Right.
So Shrek is the only one they've won, and it was the first one.
Wasn't there a new Wallace and Gromit movie this?
Last year. That was
Last
nominated.
year. That was
Yeah,
nominated.
Vengeance Most Foul.
Okay.
And it's fun.
I mean, a lot
fun.
of Wallace and Gromit movies.
Yeah, it's much better than the Chicken Run sequel.
This is an aside to this whole thing. I just saw it, and I want to talk to you about it on the podcast, because otherwise we won't talk about it on the podcast until the next. Oh, we don't cover Aardman movies, so.
You could bring it up real quick.
Did you see that Aardman is animating a Pokemon show?
Interesting. Yeah, I did see that.
I'm kind of excited about it, but I'm like one of 3 people that actually are.
I'm not into Pokemon, but that sounds great. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Diglett. That's a Pokemon.
Yes.
All right.
Specifically.
Ponyta.
Yes. That's actually my wife's favorite Pokemon.
Wow, shocker.
Really? That's a surprise.
Wasn't there one of the ones I favorite is isn't there like a galactic, like there's one that has like kind of like more pastel like greens and blues and purples in it.
Like Rayquaza?
No, like a horse one.
A horse one.
It's like a different variation, different evolution of it, I think. I don't know.
You mean like the fairy version of Ponyta?
Yeah, I think it's that one.
That's Phonyta.
No. Galarian
Galarian?
Ponyta is better.
Is it Galarian? Maybe it's the one I'm thinking of.
I don't know.
Don't look at me. We don't know.
You have a Pokemon hanging up right behind you. You should know.
Yes,
Yeah, I gave that to you
Ponyta.
because I didn't want it.
Galarian
And we hung it up there because it's better served there.
Yeah, and it's Pikachu. I know who Pikachu is. He's a frickin' detective.
Yeah.
He's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, how did they not know it was his dad's voice? Just saying.
Okay, we're not talking about that movie though.
Speaking of no range.
Anyways,
So
Oh.
yeah.
Elio.
The Pixar formula though, it's like they can't just tell a story about him going and having fun in space and then What did we say, Jake? The other half of the movie would be his clone seemingly living his life better than him, and he sees that, and he's torn between the two. That is the simple story. But no, they have to layer all this conflict on top of it that's not between him and his aunt, or like him, his internal like split between the two lives. No, we have to have a villain, and he has to have like all this stuff happening. And I'm fine.
Why
with
does the
villain.
dad have to be the villain though? Like even if you say, okay, we have to have a villain, there are many more opportunities for there to be an active villain, for example.
Also, you're talking about how there's a lot of stuff in here, but there's also stuff that's missing from here too.
Yeah,
because
go into that.
Yeah. So it seems like there was some meddling with this movie where they had a certain message that they wanted to present with this movie that seemingly, in some cases, sometimes Disney would like to seem like they're presenting as very affirming towards, the LGBTQ community, but then at the same time they don't allow that kind of messaging in certain places, like in Pixar movies. Like, I don't know if that's what the intention was, but I got maybe some, like, I could see it going towards like a trans storyline, like the whole idea of like, I don't want to become this thing that you think I'm supposed to become. I want to be something else.
Yep.
That's the thing I got, and I wonder if Elio was originally intended to be like a trans boy or something like that. Like maybe Elio was born a girl, but then they were struggling with that idea and were feeling like that, and then maybe that could be another layer of bullying that they experience as well. Not only with obviously Elio feels very neurodivergent, autistic, ADHD coded already, but also the struggle of feeling like an outsider in that way too.
Can you imagine Disney making like a movie that is outright that, and it's not just like we're allies because we show two mothers kissing in the background of a scene that no one
Hey, LeFou, look at LeFou. Oh, but by the way, I did want to mention this. This is super obscure, but it's something that comes up in my mind a lot of times. There was an old, it depends on what you think of as old, but like when I was growing up, like early 2000s, it was an old cartoon called Lloyd in Space.
Yep, I remember Lloyd in Space. It was a Disney show.
Yeah, it's a Disney show. There was an episode called Neither Boy Nor Girl, and it was actually featured a character, an alien, that got to choose which gender they would be on their 13th birthday. And so it was interesting because it was like this whole thing of like, at first the boys are trying to make this character be a boy, choose to be a boy. The girls are trying to make him choose to be a girl, and all it culminates in is that eventually his 13th birthday comes around, or their 13th birthday, I should say. Their 13th birthday comes around, and they all ask this person, this alien, what did they choose? And they said, it's none of your business. And he's like, and the
nuance in my Disney shows.
Yeah,
never.
And they say, well, how do we know? Well, I guess you'll find out when if I ever have a crush on one of you. So
that's actually very well handled. And
yeah,
in that time too. Wow.
Yeah, it started out very like stereotypical, like, oh, the boys like hardcore rock and roll music, and the girls like this soft, girly stuff. And then but throughout the story, this alien, they like both. They like both the typical guy things and the typical girly things. Like the alien even tries on like dresses and stuff like that, and they do all typical boy things as well. So, yeah. That handled.
Lloyd
that's what I'm
in
saying.
Space.
That's one that comes up in my mind every so often because that episode always stuck with me. Like, and I think that stuck with a lot of people because of the message that it had, and it handled this topic better than any of modern Disney stuff has, including Elio.
Because it's not pandering. It's not fake. It's not fake pandering. Whatever I'm trying to say. Disney does this to look good, and then the second there's pushback, they retreat.
And they do it in little areas that China can cut out. I didn't say that online. What are you talking about?
That was. I think I told you watching Strange World with friend of the podcast Hammy, and it shows the main character holding hands with his guy friend, and Hammy goes, "Well, yeah, they can certainly cut that in China." And I go, That's the funniest thing. Sat there for that old piece of crap movie, and that's the funniest thing I laughed at. Was
It's one of the
friend.
only Disney movies I haven't seen.
It's not good.
That and Saludos Amigos and The Three Caballeros.
I don't like any one of those things.
Strange World is annoying to me because it has the foundation to be fun, but because there are a couple big story decisions that they screw up, like I can see the path to this being a fun adventure movie, and they do it wrong, and it's like, that's why it's worse than just being a forgettable bad movie. You can see where it is.
It has the same vibes as Lightyear. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, actually, they're about the same level of quality.
Okay.
Except Lightyear has one good act and two bad acts, and this one is just kind of three bad acts.
I don't remember Lightyear. I know
I don't blame you.
But I don't remember.
I don't blame
twice.
you.
That's how I remember.
I'm sorry.
I don't blame you for not remembering Lightyear. It's probably better that you didn't anyways.
You know what would have been better? To just make him a toy.
We're not going to get into Lightyear again.
But it's Andy's favorite
Oh, my
movie.
God.
It would have been made more sense if Andy's favorite movie was about a toy. Or something that looked similar to
Or
the
maybe
toy.
it was a TV show about a space ranger.
Oh, wait, but they already did that.
Oh, wow.
Back on the Elio stuff, it feels like Glorden, his friend, the worm guy, the son of the villain, it feels like there's supposed to be much more in there for that queer-coded stuff about identity. And when it actually pops up right around the climax of, like, I don't want to be this, I'm like, wow, that's actually a really interesting, like, side part to the movie. Shame we didn't get more of it, because that's actually pretty good. Like, it is kind of more ambiguous on like what specifically, like, your interpretation was the trans angle, and that's a perfectly good angle to see it as. It's just it's open-ended, it's easy for kids to understand, but they just don't do anything with it. You about to say something?
I was going to say something only cursory related. The angle that you're giving is a much better angle and a reason for that character to be trans than people saying like Spider-Gwen is going to be trans because there's pink and blue.
Oh, the colors
her.
of the because at the end it's like the colors of the trans flag. I did see that. I've seen that theory. It's like, if it is true, okay.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what you're saying seems much more impactful than the other one.
Right.
Jake's reasoning too, when I remember when he'd bring it up, is people online would make that interpretation, and he'd say that's fine, but then they'd get mad if it doesn't come true, and it's like, you can't get mad for your interpretation not
Your
coming
headcanon,
true.
Essentially.
You are seeing the
Exactly.
visuals and coming to these conclusions, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. You have to know that.
I also don't like when public pressure sways artists to mold their story a certain way. I understand.
Other than Sonic.
That is an example of a good use of the internet, which I still have a conspiracy theory that it was always going to be that way. They did that to meme us all, and they succeeded, and I am here for it.
I told you about the eyes, and I saw the post. There is no way they reshot that whole movie in like 4 months. There is no way. They had to
and
have
had that movie be as good as it was.
Yeah, like there's no way. There's no way that they reshot that. They had that down, and they gave us a highlight reel of the bad one to make us watch this. It worked.
And it worked.
One of the things that studios have done to make us into a meme.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Or the studios put Morbius back in theaters because we're memeing it, and then no one goes to see it. I saw it in theaters. Oh.
But anyway,
Never again. No more Matt Smith.
Anyways, you were talking.
like I said, I just don't like when public outcry sways genuine artistic expression.
Yeah.
If that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times it doesn't come from a perspective, a full perspective, a nuanced perspective, because it just comes from a very limited perspective a lot of times.
Well, and the other thing I was going to say about media when you guys were talking about it was, and I think I've said it on this podcast before, I'll try to say it a little bit better than I did previously. I'm a bit older than both of you. My parents get so upset with me for being accepting of people in that community or just that lifestyle in general. But then when you look at the media that we watched as children. It's like,
it's there.
You don't want me to have you want me to have this narrow view on people, but you set me down in front of things, and me as a person, you've taught me to be this person that looks at everything.
You taught me to be accepting, and now you don't want me to be accepting.
Correct.
Like I know people have used the idea of the song for VeggieTales, like I can be your friend, like talking about how like no matter what you look like, you know, I can be nice to you, you know, or whatever you are, no matter how different you are, I can be nice to you. So it's even in Christian stuff that we were exposed to this. What
was I listening to the other day that was saying that VeggieTales, like the creator of VeggieTales, did not let them put Jesus in there because Jesus.
That was his. I think it was his like grandma or something like that. I remember hearing that she didn't want Jesus to be portrayed as. She told him not to portray Jesus as a vegetable. And
then vegetables couldn't go into.
They couldn't themselves be saved. It was only the kids who could be saved. Like the vegetables can be Christians.
It was something. Yeah, it was something like
are heathens.
It was something like if you do this, it undermines the
seriousness,
divinity of humanity or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Let's Elio.
Yeah.
Elio.
From what I heard about Glorden's side of the narrative is they tested it internally and it didn't do well. Not even like an audience test. I thought I heard it was an internal screening and it got negative feedback, that part of the story, so they scrubbed it.
You're talking about the queer part.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that's why it's not in there as much.
I heard it was the executives specifically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like an internal screening where they're like, you got to get rid of that.
Even though it's like a very...
Yep.
It seemed like it was a very crucial part of the story.
Yeah, which...
And I think the director left, didn't they?
There are multiple directors on this, too, so it's like you never know. There are 3 directors on this.
Here we go, me getting into conspiracy theories again. I wonder how much we're going to see that in media, because you notice after the election results, Target and a lot of those DEI accepting places turned on their head. And
a lot of companies have used a lot less rainbows in June.
Yeah, and so it's like, how much of that was like...
I do think I think I agree with you on that, because I feel like even during June, I know Target put their Pride stuff towards the back, even it wasn't even towards the front or anything. It was like hidden away somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's the last time this happened, a lot of big company stuff speaking publicly were very against the upcoming administration. That was in 2016. And then this time it's like they all just kind of bent over. Mm-hmm. It's like they're not even going to...
They're scared of him now.
Yep. Mm-hmm. They're too scared, so they just didn't do anything. So, and that's...
South Park's not scared.
I was just thinking that too.
And I was going to say, Disney, though, has always had that history of saying, like posting
trying to
Pride
go along
stuff
with,
and then behind the scenes cutting stuff. Like it was Alex Hirsch who hates Disney because of what they would try to force on Gravity Falls.
Oh yeah.
And he had to fight for the cop couple, right?
Yeah, and like, even then it wasn't
incessantly.
They couldn't. And even with Owl House especially, like Owl House got cut short.
Is that Alex Hirsch as well?
That was Dana Terrace, who also worked on the Owl House.
Okay.
But and Alex Hirsch voiced a couple of characters there too.
Gotcha. I know they're all
Gravity
friends.
Falls the Disney Channel show, or was it a Cartoon Network show?
That's
Disney Channel.
Disney Channel.
Really?
Yep.
That seems like a Cartoon Network thing.
Yes and no.
I've never seen it.
You should watch it. I've not seen the full
thing.
It's very good.
It's only 2 seasons.
It's very good.
Excellent story.
What's it, like
my
38
brain also,
episodes, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. It's very like well-told story within two seasons.
I also think that the image that my brain has of it is confused with Steven Universe a little bit.
I can see that. Even though it's a little bit
at the
different
same time,
having never watched either one of them.
Right, but I can see it. I feel like Steven is very similar to Mabel in that show, and there's a lot of supernatural stuff in a small town. So
yeah. Was Alex Hirsch? Did he work on Adventure Time?
I don't know,
because there's a bunch of people that worked on Adventure Time with Pendleton Ward that spawned off into their own shows, like Rebecca Sugar.
I know, because like Adventure Time was kind of like it was like way earlier, like in 2010 or something like. Well, not way earlier, but
that's
still
not
earlier.
no, because Steven Universe is 2013.
Well, I'm just saying Adventure Time was in 2010, so it was before Steven Universe and Gravity Falls.
That's what I'm saying. They worked on.
I'm saying it makes sense because of that.
Yeah, it's similar with what is that show? I can't remember if it's Cartoon Network or Disney. Misadventures of Flapjack.
Oh, that was Cartoon Network.
Okay, that's Cartoon Network. That was early
was
2000s.
earlier.
And that's what I'm saying, where a bunch of the people who
I do-
worked on the show later made
It
2010
felt similar
shows.
to SpongeBob in many ways.
Yep, and like Family Guy. Like, isn't Butch Hartman comes from Family Guy.
Yeah.
And there's also probably the reality that
And King of the Hill, too.
many of the animators of any of these shows probably moved network to network as shows became popular and work was necessary.
Yeah.
And I think Amphibia is even connected to that Disney, Gravity Falls.
It's like the lineage of it. Because I know, like, King of the Hill, a lot of those writers came from The Simpsons. And one of the creators of King of the Hill did The Office.
Yes.
Like that. And then a lot of King of the Hill people went to Bob's Burgers. So it's like it makes sense. You move from one thing to the other.
Yep.
I watched that episode where Peggy doesn't know Nancy and John Redcorn the other day.
He's hitting the fence, and he's like, Nancy, John Redcorn, Joseph. She's like, how could you not tell me? I thought you knew. It's pretty obvious. Look at Joseph.
And then isn't it like the next episode they do the Joseph's first hunt, or the next couple episodes? That's so.
Sorry, you
I know.
get me
I've
going
seen a
on King
few.
of the Hill.
I know. I did, and I have seen a few episodes, and it is good. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, but coming back, back on the Disney thing, they screened it, they scrubbed it, and you can tell it's missing. But it's also funny because they took something out, and it still feels like there's way too much going on. And that conflict, the conflict with whatever his name is.
I wonder if what they took
Trigon.
out would have slowed it down a little bit to make it feel like there's less going on.
I think the story is supposed to be he's hanging out in space, makes friends, which remember the whole thing was he's having trouble making friends, and then he looks at his old life and the clone is seemingly living it better. But then something happens where he has to choose. That should be the climax of the movies. He has to choose to stay or not. But because it's Pixar, we have to have all this conflict.
So the climax of the movie should be that beach scene.
Yeah.
Which is also probably the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, that was easily the best part.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like making something or baking something and then removing a critical ingredient. Like in some cases, removing a single ingredient doesn't change anything, but in other cases, it can drastically affect how something comes out. And I think it also removed the depth from it. Like there's still like that wholesomeness, sweet feeling that you get from a lot of Pixar movies, but it's lacking the depth to make it really last. Like I'll think back and I'm like, oh, that was a nice movie. It made me feel nice. But it lacks the depth of a lot of like those other Pixar movies make you feel like, oh man, I really felt when that happened, or like in Coco or something like that, at the end. Or I know it's not a greatest example.
I wasn't gonna say anything. He looked at me.
I'm just saying. You looked at me. For a lot of people, though, that scene hits really hard.
I will say the scene where did Gordon's dad have a name?
Lord Grygon.
Lord Grygon, when he rips off the
when he rips
off the thing and then puts
Lord wraps him. He wraps
him in the thing. Like that gave me that a similar sort of physical feeling to like Toy Story 3 when they're about to go in the incinerator. But I'm like, why do I feel like this? I don't know that much about these two characters other than this dad wants him to be something that he doesn't want to be, and the dad is kind of stupid about it. Mm-hmm. So I see what you're saying there.
Mm-hmm.
There are good moments, and it made you feel that way without much depth. So then you wonder, if we had more of this and got rid of other things, then would this be better?
Has Pixar become like Star Wars in that it's all about moments?
Yeah, that's a lot of movies. It's all about what can we clip and put on YouTube and put on TikTok for us to just see.
At least they're not reusing the same like music over and over again for those same moments. That
is true.
They're at least using different music. I wish it's not great music, but it's at least different music.
Who did the music for this? Is it our old buddy Mike, or is it someone else?
It's I'm pretty
Rob Simonson.
I remember seeing it. It's like, oh, it's not Michael Giacchino.
That's right, because he did the Fantastic Four music recently. Yeah.
It would have had to have been recently. It just came out this week.
Yeah, as of recording this, it was a couple days ago. Not that he can't do multiple things at once, and he is kind of he's Disney's go-to boy now. Which, I mean, hey, he's raking it in, and he's good at his job.
What is it that Dickie said? Michael Giacchino is the next Hans Zimmer?
No, he said John Williams, and I disagree with that.
Michael Giacchino?
because Williams has multiple iconic things, whereas Giacchino's just very good.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
So
I also
he
think
has
that you can't say that about two people that were active at the same time.
I think you can if there's a big enough age gap, which there's like a 30-year age gap. But it's different because Giacchino has three very distinct scores, and the rest are just good. The three being the Incredibles score, the Ratatouille score, and Up. Those are like the three that stick out when I think about him. And then you have Lost. Lost is another one. Everything else is kind of just, it's good.
I liked his Star Trek score.
Yeah, but can you remember any of the themes?
That's true.
The score, the reimagining of the score for Superman is real good.
Oh, I love that.
Which, actually, that's a pretty good comparison because who did the original theme for Superman?
It's John Williams.
That's John Williams. So there they are directly interacting.
Who did I don't know who did the new one.
I don't know.
I
think it's Hans Zimmer.
No, that was Man of Steel.
I thought I saw something like that. I'm going to look this up right now live because I am curious. Who did the music for Superman?
What do we have better to do? Talk about Elio?
I will say, while Jared's doing that, as a positive for this movie, I loved the different aesthetics. I like the creativeness with the aliens. I think all of that stuff was very cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like Jared said, I think they needed to lean more into that. I think if they would have just shown him having fun and there's no conflict on the, what's it called? The ship that they're on?
Oh, the Unisphere.
The Unisphere.
Yeah.
I think if he's literally, if it's just he's kind of checking in and starting to miss his life because everything's hunky-dory over here, I think that would have been a better thing, and they could have leaned more into the interesting designs of the different aliens.
Yeah. Or even learning about the different cultures of some of those aliens would have been interesting too.
It wasn't either of those two. It's two guys that I don't know much about for the Superman score, so never mind. I thought it was Giacchino as well for some reason, or Hans Zimmer, but yeah, it was Hans Zimmer for Man of Steel.
That was the Man of Steel score was so much better than the movie was, though.
Yeah, it
was
not
like
a bad movie. It's okay.
I honestly haven't seen Man of Steel, so I can't.
Now you don't need to.
It's a 50% movie. Like, it's literally, that's correct.
Yeah.
No, it's Hans Zimmer and I think Pharrell getting like 13 drum sets and coordinating them, and it's
That does sound cool.
It is cool.
I mean, Hans Zimmer usually does a great job, so
he might be. Oh, then I break my own rule, but he might be the next John Williams.
Isn't he like 60 or 70 something?
I don't know.
Hans Zimmer's pretty. Yeah, he's not.
He's up there,
that
and he's
much
been around. I wouldn't say he's the next John Williams. I'd say he's probably not on the same tier. He's probably like the tier below. If John Williams is in like his own tier,
I would say he's a contemporary. I would say he's a contemporary.
Thank you. There's the word
John
I can
Williams.
think of.
Yeah. So then, who would you say is the next John Williams? Do you think there
honestly,
is?
I
Do you
do think
there is
Michael
a person?
Giacchino
No,
is
wait. I think there is an answer. I think Ludwig Göransson.
Who?
The score. That's the dude that does Wes Anderson stuff, right?
No. That's Alexandre Desplat, who has got to be in his 50s, 60s. Ludwig did the scores for Black Panther and Oppenheimer, which he won Oscars
I've
for
only seen one of those
Black
two
Panther
things.
and Oppenheimer. And he does the Mandalorian music. He did
I've
music
never
for
seen
Community.
Huh?
He's very good.
That's a TV show.
And that's where he got his start, I think.
I still think Michael Giacchino's closer to being like John Williams than that guy, but that's my opinion.
It's harder though because he doesn't have as many iconic things, and he doesn't have as much prestige as Göransson is built up at. Only like he's in his 30s still. That's the difference.
What do you think is the last iconic movie score though?
That's hard because I feel like there are some we're missing. Because I always jump to Howard Shore's Lord of the Rings score.
Yeah.
Nuts. It's nuts how many.
How to Train Your
different
Dragon
themes.
had a pretty epic score.
Yeah, John Powell is another one that has a lot of good scores.
Would you call that iconic? Like,
How to Train Your Dragon? Yes.
I just think that John Williams has some scores that are just like they're never going to be touched. They're up here.
True. Very true.
And after a while, when you listen to them, you can. It's weird how you can hear people's style when you're like.
You can hear Giacchino style.
Oh, I know.
Absolutely.
If you listen to Up and Inside Out are like around each other,
Yeah.
they're kind of the same.
It's funny how you can like spot that, and with Williams, it's like, oh, he has like a million iconic scores, but then you
Right.
go, no, there's a specific thing he does with his music for his style that's like, yep, that's a John Williams score.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, that's a Quincy Jones score. Yep,
Absolutely.
that's a.
Yes, but I have
That's,
never
what's his
heard a
name?
man direct such brilliant trumpets.
That is true. That's one of his signatures is how to use the brass.
It's
Is it,
beautiful.
are you talking about Michael or
Williams.
John Williams. Oh,
John Williams.
yeah. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then like
Hans
his name?
Zimmer is
What's
the
his
organ.
name?
Hans Zimmer.
Thomas Newman does a lot of scores too. Where they're not iconic, but he has like a coworker of mine once said it's like a melodic beeping. Like I think he did the Imitation Game music. Like he's been around for a while, and he does like these melodic beeps in his music where you're like, yeah, that's a Thomas Newman score easily. Some soft piano, just kind of like this real, like just soft production. Like it's funny how you can really get into styles of composers. And man, I cannot think of his name, the spaghetti western composer. What is his name? Morricone?
Yeah.
Yep, Ennio Morricone. Like another one, like I'd put him on the same plane as John Williams.
That's fair.
Because he's got like that, the good and the bad, the ugly music is like transcended the movie. Like people know what that is without and the other track, the Ecstasy of Gold track, is played on a million commercials
Who
too.
did the
Ecstasy of
music
Gold?
for The Godfather?
It was
Because that's another one I would kind of put, like, you know that when
Nina
you hear it.
Rota, and then Coppola's dad helped with the music for the second one, I believe. I'm looking this up. I think.
But seriously, we're talking about Elio,
Yes,
I swear.
Yes, no, we're totally
Which
talking
the
about
music in Elio's pretty good too.
It's nice. Oh, I also wrote down in my notes, it feels like a long Pixar short.
Yeah. That's a good
I like
take.
that.
Because Pixar shorts may have that like nice feeling, but because it's so short, you don't get to much depth in there. But this is just like like stretched out Pixar short.
Yeah. Did either of you, and this is related, did you see Win or Lose, the Pixar show about the girls softball team?
Oh, but I heard about it. I remember
Yeah,
hearing
I
about
didn't
it.
see
No, but I didn't.
I've seen it. It's decent. I liked it. I don't think I ever have to watch it again. I like how it's structured. It's very similar to Elio.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very big queer-coded thing, and it's the Elio is more open-ended. There is a character that you can tell watching the show is probably supposed to be trans, and there are moments in scenes where they change dialogue. You go, I know exactly what this is supposed to be, and they changed it.
I've heard that. Yeah.
And they cut a scene before it got to animation that
So-
you watch it
so-
and you go, that's so good, man. That just
So what I'm hearing, and I'm not a part of the community, so I won't
None of us are.
speak for that. What I'm hearing is that Disney employs a lot of people that are a part of the community, and then thoroughly strikes that expression of themselves from their movies.
Yes.
yeah. Again, it's
Ugh.
get the gold star from one side, and then on the other end, take it back to make money and keep people
That makes me feel gross inside.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's Disney.
Yep.
Let's bottle up your childhood and feed it to you for the rest of your life. And say we're the good guys.
And
then we're not.
sanitize it. Don't forget sanitize.
Yes. Scrub a dub dub. Yeah, that's why I just thought I'd bring up Win or Lose. Like, it's good. It's a fun little show. There's some stuff I really like. If you're a sports fan, you'll like it. And if you're not a sports fan, you'll really like it because it's not really about softball. That's the other thing. Some of the episodes aren't even about the players. And it's like, why are we focusing a whole episode on a player's little brother running around getting into trouble? But it's a cool idea, and I just thought I'd bring it up because, I think that was this year. That was like early this year.
I think I do remember seeing commercials for it, yeah.
It was supposed to come out in the fall last year, and then it was funny because my friend goes, it's Pixar's first, like, show. I go, what about Monsters at Work? And he's like, well, that's what the trailer said. And I go, I think what they mean is like an original show. And then they flipped, they delayed it and they flipped the release with that stupid Inside Out Dream production show.
Oh,
They
because I feel
switched
like
them.
I got those like mixed up. I feel like I kind of blurred both of them together. They felt similar to me.
Well, yeah,
kind of.
they had talked up Win or Lose so much as, hey, it's our first original animated show and it's a little mini-series. Okay, and then they kept pushing it, and then they flipped its schedule release with with Dream Productions. And anyone see Dream Productions here?
What's that?
I know what it is.
They put on Dreams, Riley's Dreams, and it's a show, and it's a spin-off of the Inside Out universe. And
you mean that thing that they did in the movie that we didn't like?
Yeah. Yeah, they made a show, and no one talks about it. And Win or Lose kind of came and went as well, because in this day and age, with how content is handled, they build something up for a quick moment, some people watch it, and it's gone. Like, it just, no one talks about it anymore. Mm-hmm. That's because and that one was week to week, but a lot of times when we just dump a full show. I hate shows coming out all at once.
Yeah,
I do.
The Netflix formula doesn't really work these days. It's why that's why it's a lot of times those shows that are released week by week do a lot better than shows. I mean, except for like maybe a few, like obviously Bridgerton is obviously a very popular show and people love that one.
Oh,
but
yes,
even then,
my favorite.
I love that show. but even so, like they do, even though they split it up, they still kind of dump it all at once, and so you have to like watch all the episodes before you even go online to talk about it, because you'll get spoiled.
I hate it.
Yeah, I hate that, because then people have different schedules, and sometimes not everyone can watch everything all at once. I remember even with the whole Demon Hunters movie, like I remember accidentally getting spoiled on one aspect of it just because somebody drew some fan art and I was accidentally exposed to him. Like, man.
It's you're under the gun to watch this, so you rush through it, and then you don't even get to enjoy it because you had to rush through it so it didn't get spoiled.
Yeah.
What happened to once a week, and that whole week you get to think about the episode and talk to your friends who watched about the episode?
That has some drawbacks too.
It does.
Yeah, not as many though, I don't think.
So that old format, the seasons had to be a lot longer.
Plus, there was breaks for commercials and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that were made. Those seasons that were originally made for TV. It's still a little different now with streaming, but even so.
But I mean that's so. How do I say it? The problem with that format was there has to be so much just stuff that's not actually necessary. I mean, Smallville, that is the quintessential. There is all sorts of crap that's not necessary to the story that we're actually telling, and then a big moment happens and you have to wait 3 to 6 months and you have to remember it throughout the course of that.
My husband really loves this Smallville.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I love Smallville too. It's just
the difference in this day and age of seasons are so short, it doesn't affect us. There's hardly any filler in a lot of shows these days.
Yeah.
So the week to week is fine. If anything, seasons are too short. There'll be shows with like 6 episodes a season, and it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean,
like Peacemaker. I know I got Adam showed me the trailer for the new season of Peacemaker that's coming. I'm like, oh, I want to rewatch the first season. How many episodes are in it? He's like, oh, there's like 8. Like, so it's easy to catch up.
To be fair, Stranger Things has lasted 9 years, but only like 5 seasons, and they'll have like 40 episodes. That's nuts. That it took them 10 years.
Haven't the last few episodes been movies?
I think the whole 4th season they're like 90-minute episodes. It's just too long. There aren't, and then like the episode, like to think we've had this long, and there's not that much content at the end of the day. It's like, I don't need shows to last forever, but I can't believe it's been drawn out that long, because it's like 2-3 years between seasons.
I mean, as an example of something that does it correctly, Demon Slayer. We both love Demon Slayer. I don't know.
I've not. I don't watch a lot of anime, to be fair, so I don't have an opinion on it.
Those are still released 1 episode a week, unless you get a dump on Netflix that's after it's been, packaged and dubbed and all that stuff.
Which at that point, it's at your own pace, because you're not paying attention week to week.
If it's an older show, you can do it all at once.
Speaking to the regard of the show going on too long, Smallville is a show that I would say went on 2 or 3 years too long. But that show, I mean, you've been starting to talk about it going on for too long, for a couple of years now.
It's because the narrative starts to get repetitive.
And to be fair, that's a thing for anime.
Yeah, I know.
It's just a cycle that manga and anime does. But at the same time, I understand why it gets old.
And that one's even very short compared to a lot of anime.
Oh yeah,
like way shorter. And you know that more than me. I didn't watch all of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden or whatever it's called.
Shippuden.
Yep, look at that face.
Shippuden.
Shapoopy.
All coming
The
back
ninja's
to,
hard to get.
all coming back to, yeah, Win or Lose has similar issues as Elio when it comes to late changes. So does anyone have anything else to say about Elio? We kind of went on tangents about TV and
I don't think I had
whatnot.
anything else to say about Elio a long time ago.
I know a lot of people I talked to didn't know how to pronounce the name. They kept saying Elio, and I go, I get where your mind would go because of how the English language works, but also this is a name, and have you never heard someone say Elio?
Literally, it is the name of a person in a very popular movie. It's
What?
What movie, Jake?
I'm trying to think of the name of it now.
Peach Time.
In Peach Time with Armie Hammer.
What? I've never
Call Me
even...
by Your Name.
Call Me by Your Name.
Oh.
Timothy Chalamet's character is Elio, and
And I think it's spelled the same way, isn't
spelled
it?
the same.
I don't think
And-
everyone's ever seen that. though.
It's popular in film circles.
Really? Not
Yes.
just popular in general?
No, it's like film
I've definitely
people
heard of
kinda like
it.
Yeah.
and I think it's interestingly enough, there's also a queer connection too, right, with that movie.
It's overrated.
But I will say, I do have one more thought I wanted to say. I did appreciate the fact that the aunt, and this might be a small thing, but I appreciate that the aunt did something when she found out about the bullying. Like a lot of times, it feels like in kids' TV shows or something like that. A lot of times, it feels like the adults let the bullying go too far.
The Buck Cluck School of Parenting. Well, maybe if you just stopped being so weird, you'd be popular. I think that's what he says. Something like that. I paraphrase.
I hate butt clucks.
Everyone does.
Yeah. Anyways, but I'm just saying I appreciated seeing that she was willing to like straight up just take Elio away from the camp because of all that he went through. It's one of those things that I think is small, but I think if the movie was like, had all the right things in it or paced it better, I think that would be a really good moment. You know what I mean? So that's all.
Yeah. Overall, fine. It's
Hey Pixar,
Pixar.
stop meddling with your movies,
Yeah.
please.
The interest, I think an interesting comparison that I've heard is the comparisons to Coco.
Yeah.
I think that this is not as good of a movie as Coco.
What'd we say when we got out of the movie? Wow, that felt a lot like Soul, which feels a lot like Coco, which feels a lot like Inside Out. It's almost like since a certain movie, they've kind of been making the same movie over and over outside of like sequels.
It's something like we don't know about. Like it's always like this thing, like humanity versus the unknown, whatever that is, whether it be death, whether it be.
At least
You know,
there wasn't really a twist villain in this one.
They've moved on from that, it seems, thankfully. But
Thank
they
goodness.
have
When's the
different
last
problems.
twist villain? Lightyear? Is that the
Well,
last one?
Couldn't you
'cause
argue that
it was because twist villains have been in not only Pixar movies but Disney movies, so it just depends.
There's not really a villain turning red. In Lightyear, it's him. In Elemental, it's racism. Sorry. In Inside Out 2, is there really a villain?
I mean,
There's I think anxiety is an antagonist, but not
Yeah.
like a villain. But not a
No.
twist one, just right out the gate is.
Yeah,
just takes
because
over.
it's like it's something it's a problem.
Did Luca have some?
No.
I mean, Luca
No.
had a villain,
Oh,
but it
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
really,
it wasn't a
Antag-
twist villain. Yeah,
It wasn't a twist villain.
he's just.
But it was-
He's just a little bastard.
it was a
Little
liar.
punk.
It was a liar reveal. That's what it was.
But it's done well, as we talked about.
yeah. Did
That's
they have
how
a
you
liar
do it.
reveal in this? I don't think so.
Yes,
Where?
because
Was-
he's been lying to them about being the leader of Earth.
Oh,
And when they figure it out, they're all mad at him. And I go, oh, how many times are we going to do this? Cut that part. Cut the whole he wants to be in the council. Cut all. Just make this simpler. Let the characters exist more. What's
Like-
one of the best sequences of the movie? When him and Gordon are just
Chilling.
hanging out.
Yeah.
Just running around, having fun. I was
Yeah,
like,
the-
why can't we have
The
this?
interactions with Elio and Gordon are definitely the best parts of the movie.
Oh, Gordon's great.
I love
I
Gordon.
like kid characters that act like kids but aren't annoying.
Yes.
Because
When
so
they-
many kids' characters are either super annoying or they're adults voicing children that don't act like kids. They act like mini adults.
I will say that that part where they cloned Gordon I thought sure that they were going to do a thing where it was going to be like a switcheroo, where like the one that he thought was actual Gordon was the clone, and the one that he thought was the clone was the one that ended up getting
Put in the suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could have been something. I could see that.
I think that would have just been another thing. And
Yeah.
I think in reality it would have been annoying.
It probably would have led to the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else about Elio?
Hey, Pixar, stop meddling with your movies, please.
Yeah.
Hey, executives, stop meddling with artists' movies.
Yes. Thanks.
All right. Oh, there it is. I was trying to pull up this picture. So, if you pull up the tier list, we have to put this in a tier. I don't think this conversation will last too long. I wonder if we're all thinking the same tier, but I'll let you both pull it up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll have the tier list pulled up. That's the place to see it. Just while they're pulling it up, the Pixar started with a lot of S's and some A's, and then in the recent years we've had a lot more C's and a couple B's and D's. Like, it's kind of averaged out. If you watch our ranking video, you'll see that like it starts really well and then it fills out in the middle a lot more. But overall, pretty decent output.
Mm-hmm.
Like, compared to a couple other things Jake and I and you have put into tiers, this is a lot better than some of those.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got it both pulled up. You got it both. You both got it pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead. One of you or both of you say what tier you think Elio belongs in.
C.
Yep. See, that was quick. It took longer to pull up the picture than to decide. It's on par with what else you see in C.
I think like it's better than Good Dinosaur, but that's like the only comparison I feel like. Maybe like somewhere around Good Dinosaur and Finding Dory.
I
like
think
it's because it's wholesome, but like not as.
I think it's better than most of that C tier,
Yeah.
but it's not close to B. I think I like it better than all of the C tier. I like it a lot better than last.
You like
wouldn't
it
put it
better
as-
than Incredibles 2?
Yes, absolutely.
I know for you would. they're about the same quality wise for me. I like it a lot better than Inside Out 2, but there's a lot of personal things that anger me about that. They're almost the same level of quality. It's just at least Elio isn't the exact same thing as something else. It's just a combination of the same things. But yeah, they're about the same level.
Can we just take a moment to recognize that I convinced you to put Elemental in S tier?
But honestly, I kind of agree.
I do
Again,
too.
I think I said in the ranking too. It's like I need to watch this again because at that point I hadn't, and then I went and watched
the
it
day after.
because I was like, I need to know what would I have said, and I go, oh yeah, this isn't S. I think this is B.
B. Nah.
No.
At the very least, I would have moved it down to A. But like,
It's way too busy for its own good. The conflict with the water distracts from the really good parts of the movie.
disagree.
I just think it's like, why are we spending so much time on this when the immigrant story that clashes with their love story is the point of this movie?
But yeah, C definitely.
Yeah, no question.
Where'd they-
You're right. It is better than. I like Good Dinosaur better, but I've been told the error of my ways with Good Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
It feels like feel like Good Dinosaur has some of those same problems that Elio does. It has some nice, wholesome moments, but it doesn't feel like it has any depth to it.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, Good Dinosaur often feels like a tech demo.
Yeah, like the backgrounds are gorgeous. They're like almost live action, but then you
and
have
the
the
character
characters.
designs are bad.
Yeah, I know they wanted a contrast, but like not like that.
Yeah. So anyway, that was our discussion of Elio, this year's Pixar movie. I believe the next one is Hoppers, which
Hoppers?
is in March. It's like that girl gets turned into a bunny or something.
Oh, I did. Did you guys see the end of stay to the end of the credits?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just the
With a little
lizard
teaser.
pressing the button.
Lizard pressing the lizard button.
Yep. So that will be our next one, and then we have, I believe, the next Toy Story is next June. So we have 2 next year at this moment. There, I might be missing one, but so we have multiple next year for Pixar, which it's It's been a couple years. 2022 is the last time they had multiple. So,
Watch them change even.
Yeah,
go
we'll
back
see
on
what
something
happens.
else that
Yeah.
went on.
But until then, I don't have the napkin in front of me. It keeps getting moved. But Jake.
Not this one.
No, it's not that one. Jake, would you like to tell the good people where they can watch and listen to us and find us?
Certainly. You can watch us on all major social media platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, the funny TikTok, YouTube, obviously. And then you can listen to us on all major podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Apple Music,
iHeartRadio.
and iHeartRadio. Other than that, you can check out our Groovy website.
You gotta do the finger
can't.
point. Just point. Yeah.
We swear we will get that updated at some point.
I updated it
How long ago?
a year ago. It's better than it was.
Anyway, other than that, Jared, what do we do now?
What do we do now? Well, I'll just say that, again, that was another episode of Dimlits, and we shall see you next spring for this series. So, until then,
Bye.
see ya.
Bye.
Glorp.
How do you
And
delete
destroy.
them if they're physical media?
This-
Larry's so precious.
Yes.
Hey, you're in the center of the camera.
There's probably not much else in the shot. That's a weight joke.
Bum, bum, bum.
Do, 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 do.